last time was 15 years, this is 3 years, so it's not that bad. Pretty much, because right now I'm living my life discipline now. And so I'm at the fight discipline now. Probably 6 weeks I haven't gotten high. It's day one, the fun just begun.
Mike Tyson has just revealed shocking details of his training camp ahead of his fight with Jake Paul. Meanwhile, Roy Jones Jr. warned Jake Paul of Tyson's brutal punching skills. Jones told Shane Mosley that the first time Tyson hit him in the chest, it felt like a mule had kicked him in the chest. He added that if Tyson hits anybody with a shot like that, they would either go out or down, especially guys who are not used to being hit like that.
Mike Tyson's still the strongest puncher that I've ever been in the ring with, ever. At 55 at the time, now I think he's 57, about to be 58. He's still the strongest puncher I've ever been in the ring with. First time he hit me in my chest, I feel like a mule had kicked me in my chest. So if he hits anybody on the chin with a shot like that, they're going either out or they're going down, especially guys that are not used to being hit like that.
Jones added that with people like Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis, who are bigger, they can take it. However, he expressed doubt about Jake Paul's ability to withstand such hits, mentioning that it might hit him on the chin, but it would be tough for him.
With the exception of people like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, these guys are bigger and they can take it, but Jake Paul, I don't think he's going to be able to take that. It might hit him on the chin like that. We'll see, but it's going to be tough.
Despite sharing numerous glimpses of his training regimen on various social platforms, Tyson confessed to Sean Hannity on Fox News Channel earlier this month that he harbored deep apprehension leading up to his bout against Paul. Tyson mentioned that he has a peculiar personality, although he doesn't perceive it as strange. He explained his approach, stating that he confronts anything he's afraid to do. Tyson said, "That's how it is. I was afraid of the Roy Jones Jr. fight in 2020. I was 100 pounds overweight. I was, however, old, 54, 53. And I said, let's do it. Anything I'm afraid of, I confront it. That's my personality. Right now, I'm scared to death." However, Tyson is motivated by that to return to the ring. He expressed his belief that adversity and nervousness have played a crucial role in propelling him towards success. He asserted that without these feelings, he wouldn't engage in fights, emphasizing their necessity for him to step into the ring. Tyson expressed, "I always believed that adversity and nervousness pretty much catapulted me into success. If I didn't have these feelings, I wouldn't go into this fight. I have to have these feelings to fight. Without them, I would never go in the ring. But Tyson will be all business when reality hits, and the butterflies will disappear." He added, "As the fight gets closer, the less nervous I become because it's reality. And in reality, I'm invincible." But what prompts 57-year-old Mike Tyson to re-enter the ring against Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer, more than 3 decades his junior? Even Teddy Atlas, Tyson's ex-trainer, can't resist pondering this query. Why? Atlas muses, mirroring the bewilderment and apprehension felt by many. As the countdown to the fight continues, it's clear that Tyson isn't your average retired boxer. He stands as a towering figure in the sport, a legend whose legacy transcends mere financial gain or public adoration. Yet, with each passing day, apprehensions mount regarding the dangers Tyson might face given his age. Is this pursuit fueled by a thirst for glory, a momentary lapse in reasoning, or perhaps a deeper motivation guiding Tyson toward confronting a significantly younger adversary? Teddy Atlas expressed his opinions about Mike Tyson's choice to face Jake Paul in an open discussion with Kevin Lowell. Atlas expressed genuine perplexity, asking why. He clarified that he wasn't being facetious, but rather sincerely curious about the matter. He questions Tyson's decision's reasoning in light of his stable financial situation and well-liked public persona.
Why? That's my first thought. No, I'm not being facetious. I'm not. I'm being serious. Why? Now, why are you asking the question? Why would he want to do it?
Atlas delved deeper into the emotional aspects, questioning, why would Tyson want to fight with Jake Paul? He noted that Tyson seemed to be in a good place in his life, having regained financial stability after bankruptcy and enjoying widespread admiration. Atlas highlighted Tyson's positive image and iconic status, emphasizing that he was applauded wherever he went. He pondered why Tyson would seek out such a fight when he didn't need money or fame, expressing genuine confusion.
He seems to be in a good place in his life now. He's made a lot of money again after he was bankrupt. He's made a lot of money. He's got a good thing going on in his life, it seems like, with Saudi Arabia and with here. And his image is good again. People love him. He's iconic. Everyone thinks he's great. He's applauded everywhere he goes. Why? He don't need money. He don't need fame. Like, why?
His interrogation illuminates not just Tyson's physical preparedness, but also his motivations and the emotional stakes. Atlas's probing question sheds light on the substantial age delta between Mike Tyson and Paul, stirring considerable concern. While Atlas and cohorts fret over this gap, one individual harboring apprehension for Jake Paul is Gilbert Arenas. During a conversation regarding the imminent clash, Gilbert Arenas, the former NBA sensation, expressed his apprehensions. Specifically, he voiced doubts about Paul's capacity to endure Tyson's renowned punching power. He said, "I hope there are some stipulations in their contract. I'm hoping that there are rules that protect Jake Paul." Arenas further explained that although Tyson is 57, he questioned if he truly exhibits the attributes associated with that age. He also questioned whether Tyson's punching power aligns with his age, suggesting that Tyson's punching power exceeds what is typically expected at 57. Additionally, he speculated that Tyson probably hits 3 times harder than Jake Paul could ever hit. Arenas explained, "Yeah, he's 57, but is he really 57? Is Tyson's punching power 57, no right? 1, he probably hits 3 times harder than Jake Paul can possibly ever hit." Arenas vividly likened Tyson's impact to that of a robust vehicle. "You're talking about a dude who probably hit like a Mack truck then, still hitting like an F-150 today." Amidst the flurry of opinions swirling around the event, MMA icon Randy Couture has thrown his support behind Tyson, citing the heavyweight's extensive combat background. Couture's endorsement comes with a cautionary note for Paul, advising him to take Tyson's seasoned expertise into serious consideration. While speaking to TalkSport, Randy Couture claims that Jake Paul has certainly got his hands full with Mike Tyson. Even at 57, Mike is as explosive as he ever was. And there's a whole lot of other things that are gone from Mike's life, so he's firing on all cylinders now. Randy Couture remarked that he believed Tyson would pose a significant challenge for Jake. He added, "I think Tyson is going to be very tough to deal with for Jake." The former 6-time champion discussed Tyson's training camp posts on YouTube and provided further details about his observations. He remarked that it would be interesting to see how the fight unfolds, noting that watching the training footage of Tyson evoked flashbacks of him in his prime, which he found pretty scary and remarkable. He said, "It's going to be interesting to see how that fight unfolds. I mean, watching the training footage of Mike Tyson, you have flashbacks of him in his prime, and it's pretty scary, pretty remarkable." Couture elaborated on Tyson's impact on the boxing business, mentioning that Tyson is aware of the impact of crossover fights and their influence on boxing's image and public perception. According to Couture, Tyson's intention, if his words are taken seriously, is to address and correct some of the misconceptions surrounding boxing. He said, "Mike sees these crossover fights, what's going on, how that's affecting boxing and people's perception of boxing. If you take him at his word, he wants to straighten some of that rhetoric out and say, hey, this isn't as easy as Jake Paul is making it look. He's fighting for boxing in many ways." BKFC sensation Mike Perry has stepped up to the plate, volunteering to substitute for Mike Tyson in his upcoming July 20th match against Jake Paul. Perry boldly labeled Paul as light work in a statement. Moreover, Perry volunteered to substitute for the former WBC champion. Perry said, "If you really don't want to give it a go, Mike Tyson, I can handle the light work for you. I'll be at the Netflix show. Let me know." Perry's proximity to a showdown with Jake Paul isn't unfamiliar territory. He previously stepped in as a substitute fighter for Paul's bout against Tommy Fury. Now, his enthusiasm to square off against Paul remains palpable, indicating his enduring desire for a ring confrontation. He expressed a longing to face off against Paul, envisioning him as the ideal opponent. Additionally, he displayed genuine worry for his idol, the legendary Mike Tyson, as Tyson prepared to step into the ring against the YouTuber turned boxer. Aware that Tyson's glory days were behind him, he couldn't help but feel concerned for his beloved champion. Perry said, "Jake Paul, man, if it hurts Mike Tyson, bro, let me take care of it, bro." Amid discussions about the significant age gap between the two fighters, speculation about the financial aspects of the exhibition bout has also been rife. Stepping into the fray, UFC sensation Colby Covington has offered his insights, putting forth an estimate on the financial figures involved. During a conversation with the Hodge twins on their podcast, Twin Pod, Covington dropped a bombshell revelation concerning the Paul brothers. In the midst of their discussion with Covington, the twins found themselves pondering the substantial sum the boxers stood to gain from the upcoming fight. Covington, the mixed martial artist, hinted that the figure hovered around $20 million, though it remained shrouded in secrecy. Following this revelation, the hosts mulled over the distribution of the earnings, suggesting that Tyson ought to claim the lion's share. However, when the Paul brothers were lauded as good businessmen, Covington promptly contested the assertion. Covington remarked that Jake and Paul benefit from substantial support, indicating that they are likely not solely responsible for their success in business. He suggested that they have influential figures backing them and facilitating their opportunities. Covington highlighted their involvement in Disney commercials from a young age as evidence of the backing they've received throughout their careers.
They got the machine behind them, though.
Yeah.
For sure. There's no way they're good businessmen. They got people that are pulling strings. putting them in these places. Like they were doing Disney commercials when they were little kids. Like how do you?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were in Lizzie McGuire.
Right.
Remember Lizzie MGuire?
Yeah.
Like, how do you get like little spots on that?
Yeah.
You have to be connected.
It's that white privilege, man. I'm telling you, that shit's real.
It was probably on Epstein Island.
Yeah.
Covington appeared convinced that Paul was rigging his matches. He argued that the majority of the problem child's bouts weren't officially sanctioned, emphasizing that even the showdown with Tyson would mererly be an exhibition.
You think they'll fight you?
No, they would never fight me.
Yeah.
I've seen them a couple times around in Miami, and they kind of bow down in respect. They know a real fighter when they look one in the eyes.
Yeah.
So they're looking for guys that are washed up. They're 60-year-old
Washed
guys.
up in black.
I didn't say you did.
Yet, Covington's discussions about Paul versus Tyson weren't isolated to this instance alone. During a segment on the Adam SOS Cast podcast, he revealed his disapproval of the upcoming bout. He voiced concerns over Tyson's decision to step into the ring at his age, expressing unease about the legendary boxer's safety at 57. This sentiment resonated with many fight enthusiasts, including a UFC welterweight contender who shared similar apprehensions about the match. Covington said, "I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous at that age. Your heart might explode, you know. He gets hit in the head. He might have a brain bleed. I mean the guy. That's what I hope for, that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt." On a separate occasion, Michael Bisping, the ex-UFC fighter, shared on his YouTube platform his observation that Tyson was approaching the fight with intense dedication. According to Bisping, Tyson's motivation wasn't solely monetary. Rather, he was driven by the exhilaration of the challenge. He believed that iron missed the thrill of the boxing ring. Bisping further added, "When you are away from combat sports for so long, you know what I mean. It's still in you. Still has that old dog deep inside. And he wants to go out and remind the world. This is fresh. This is a challenge. It's something to get in shape for." Rapper Lil Pump has taken a stance prior to the showdown between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, expressing to TMZ Sports his belief that the problem child will emerge victorious against the boxing legend. He said, "I feel like Jake is just faster. He's younger. Obviously, Mike's got experience, but Jake's gonna do what Jake's gonna do. It's gonna be a very interesting fight, but Jake got this one." The rapper from Gucci Gang has experienced firsthand the prowess of the 27-year-old ex-Disney star. He found himself on the receiving end of a brutal liver shot following the recording of an episode of the BS with Jake Paul podcast earlier this month.
Like this, turn. Yeah, like that. Ready?
Pump talked about the huge punch, claiming it affected him so much that he thought about getting checked out to make sure everything was well. He said, "That shit hurts. I'll tell everybody this, man. That shit hurt more than a face shot. My fucking liver was fucked up for like a whole day. I was thinking about going to the doctor and fucking checking it, but that's some pussy boy shit. I ain't gonna go to no doctor for a liver punch." Pump's prediction is that Paul will emerge victorious, with his hand held high. However, this doesn't imply that Pump believes 57-year-old Iron Mike has lost his edge. When questioned about whether he would be willing to take a punch from the legendary boxer, Pump expressed genuine concern for his safety. Cam Newton, a former NFL MVP, is one of the voices expressing worry for Tyson. In a recent installment of the 4th and 1 podcast, Newton implied that the boxing legend is putting his reputation on the line by accepting a bout against Jake Paul. He said, "If Paul knocks Mike Tyson's ass out, does that affect how you look? Does that fuck up his legacy? That's a real question. And I'm going to say yes. I think Mike got way too much to lose then. If Jake Paul loses, he can bounce back. If Tyson loses, I don't think it's a bounce back." Newton elaborated, stating that it's perplexing how someone could be knocked out by a YouTuber. Newton proposed analyzing the age factor, emphasizing that regardless of personal opinions about Jake Paul, he recognizes, from a strategic standpoint, that he's not facing Tyson at his peak. He added, "It's like, how do you get knocked out by a YouTuber? That young boy strength and that old man strength are two different types of strengths. Let's do the age breakdown. So the truth of the matter is this. Doesn't matter how you feel about Jake Paul, going back to being very strategic, he knows he's not fighting the best version of Iron Mike. In order to get ready for his fight with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson claims he has given up more than just marijuana." The former heavyweight champion announced his sexual abstinence as well. In a videotaped interview with Forbes Life, Tyson mentioned that it had likely been 6 weeks since he last engaged in certain activities like getting high or sleeping with his wife.
Love it. You know, I hate not being able to smoke. I'm doing it like I love it. I hate not to be able to sleep with my wife. I'm doing it like I love it.
Right. Yeah.
Tyson disclosed that his decision to abstain from marijuana and activity is rooted in discipline, aligning with his rigorous preparation to confront Paul. He stated that he was now living his life with discipline, expressing that he would consequently need to approach fighting with discipline as well.
Can you bring me through like your mindset, like why putting aside cannabis for the fight specifically? Like what is in that decision?
It's just discipline. You know, discipline doing what you love to do, what you love to do, doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it.
In a televised interview back in 2018, Tyson revealed that he had refrained from engaging in any intimate encounters for approximately 5 years. His rationale? He firmly believed that this self-imposed abstinence would enhance his prowess inside the boxing ring. He told Graham Bensinger during the interview back then, "I'm an idiot, you know. I just went by what people told me." Tyson's spokesperson informed USA Today Sports that the boxer was quitting marijuana to adhere to the regulations for his fight against Paul. Marijuana is among the prohibited substances listed by the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, the governing body for combat sports in Texas. Throughout his time as a professional boxer, Tyson was famed for sporting black trunks. However, of late, he's catching eyes for his choice of attire, or lack thereof. In March, just a week after the announcement of his fight with Paul, Tyson appeared shirtless, vigorously slamming a medicine ball against the ground in a video shared on his Instagram. Earlier this month, images of Tyson without a shirt surfaced from a memorabilia show, also posted on his Instagram. The caption on one of those photos read, "Yes, I did go shirtless, to show you what you're betting on." During his appearance on the Damon Elliott Show, the trend persisted. This time, Tyson attributed his decision to remove his shirt to the absence of air conditioning, all the while expressing satisfaction in showcasing his physique.
Is you get the tailors when you wear pants? Does that bother you? The mic? It's gonna sound like.
No, the mic don't bother me because you don't get this together.
What?
I can't hear.
Wait, what? Wait. What? Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, we got a. Oh, there it is.
Somebody got this. This is why I'm here. I don't understand you, man. This is why I'm so hot. This is why I have to do. I have to do this because I'm hot.
Okay.
Not because
Well, we have to tape. No, Mike, you can't put the mic by your that portion of your butt. You gotta hold this. Hold it up. Gino, fix his mic.
Good job, Gino.
Okay, where are we gonna put this mic? This show is like no other talk show. This is like no other show.
I can see. I hear on my show sometimes. I look so good.
I'm listening
on myself.
Is that?
You know what the you put my? You put a bird on my shoulder. You put a bird on my shoulder.
Flying the pigeons.
All right, let's go ahead.
Okay, so now you get some on your lip a little bit. There you go. Just looking out.
On June 30th, Tyson will turn 58. When Damon Elliott asked Tyson if getting ready for the fight made him nervous, the chat took an unexpected turn. Tyson replied, "No." I said, "Wow, how many friends am I going to lose, or family members are going to turn on me now?" Elliott questioned, "Because they all want the freebies." Tyson said, "No, they get them anyway, but they're still going to hate me anyway. I'm going to give them everything, and they're still going to say, you. I hate you," Tyson continued, expressing his thoughts that he could manage his enemies but hoped for God's protection from his family and friends. He reiterated that enemies posed no issue for him, highlighting that his family and friends were the ones he considered a minor complication. Tyson added, "I can handle my enemies. But God, please protect me from my family and friends. I can handle my enemies. Enemies are no problem. I just got my family and my friends that are just kinda a small complication." Moreover, Tyson suggested that his celebrity was the root of the issue. He said, "It's always been shining on me. The darker I was, the more it shined." Tyson has been recording his training sessions and sharing them on social media. Some fans are unexpectedly impressed by his punching strength, and they're suggesting that he'll come out victorious against Paul. New videos of him pounding the pads with trainer Rafael Cordero have sparked fresh calls from fans for Paul to reconsider his fight plans.
Day 4, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the house.
Paul himself even responded to the footage, writing in the comments, "He's the best ever, the most brutal and vicious, and most ruthless champion there's ever been, and I will defeat him." Tyson's prowess in short bursts is undeniable, but the question lingers. Can he sustain his performance over an 8-round span? The once undefeated champion endured a significant blow towards the end of his career, experiencing defeat in 3 out of his last 4 fights before retiring in 2005. Despite having much less ring time, Paul will be the younger and inexperienced combatant. It appears appears that Jake Paul is sensing the pressure leading up to his forthcoming confrontation with Mike Tyson. During a candid conversation on the BS with Jake Paul podcast, the problem child's brother Logan Paul asked, "When you see Mike Tyson hitting those pads, do you get a little nervous?" Jake replied, "Yeah, it's motivating. I think it is good to carry fear into the ring and with you on a daily basis when you're training because it makes you better." The boxer, who had previously been a YouTuber, subsequently sent a defiant message to his opponent. Jake Paul remarked that looking good on the mitts is only part of the battle and emphasized that Mike Tyson has to face him in the ring. He speculated that Tyson might be watching videos of himself performing well on the mitts, which could be boosting his confidence. Jake Paul said, "But Mike, looking good on the mitts is not even half the battle. You have to face me in the ring." I think he's seeing these videos of how good he looks on the mitts, and he's getting turned up, and his confidence is probably growing. As fans eagerly await the showdown between the seasoned veteran and the rising star, the outcome remains uncertain, adding to the intrigue and anticipation surrounding this historic event. Make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.